All right, kids, today we're going to talk about the European kingdoms. We're going to focus today on Rome, more specifically Eastern Rome, or what is left of it. All right, so that is going to be called the Byzantine Empire. All right, Justinian and Theodora. Constantinople, you already heard of it, will be the capital of the Eastern Roman Empire. Remember, it's split between the eastern and western half. Okay, Justinian will be the emperor, and his wife Theodora, they will both rule Constantinople and Eastern Roman Empire together. A lot of people are going to dislike the changes they make. You're going to have revolts. Okay, the Nika revolt. Many were upset with reforms or changes that Justinian was making. Two groups emerged to try and destroy Justinian and Theodora. So people are upset, and they're going to try to obviously assassinate them. All right, so there's bad for this revolt. A lot of Constantinople was destroyed. Obviously, that's bad. But you can turn it into positives as well. They're going to rebuild the city. And most importantly, they're going to build a new church called the Hagia Sophia, which means holy wisdom. Here you can see the Hagia Sophia. You can probably see why it's important. It's obviously rather large. Here you have apartment buildings. And then you can see just how big that is compared to your everyday buildings. And just the inside. So a lot different than the churches you've probably been to. Now, Justinian's Code. You should know what this is. He just takes Roman law and he simplifies them. All right, simplifies the Roman laws and adds his own laws to make a more organized law code. Now, Byzantine culture. All right, the emperor and Christianity are the most important things in Rome. And all of their culture is going to be strongly influenced by Greek culture. And we've discussed this too. Roman gods, Greek gods, basically the same thing with just a different skin, a different name. Okay. Now, Roman tradition will end in the Eastern Empire. In the Eastern, not the Western. They're going to make Greek the official language, which will replace Latin. Your art, your architecture, and your literature were based basically primarily on religious themes. And most of your art was in the form of a mosaic. A mosaic is just a picture created with tiny colored tiles of glass, stone, or clay, and they're fitted together and cemented into place. So here you can see thousands of tiny stones, and they're just fitted together and cemented. Obviously, this is going to take a lot of time, a lot of talent, a lot of skill. Now, 700s, the use of art in churches would divide society. Okay, very few people could read. So, in order to appeal to them, you're going to use symbols. You might not be able to read the word cross, but you will know what a cross is when you see it. Okay, so that controversy is going to be involved in using icons. These are paintings or sculptures of sacred figures. Okay, an example is the cross. Obviously, that is a very expensive, a very lavish, very appealing cross. And the problem with this icon is that people would be more interested in this artifact itself than they probably would be of the symbol behind the cross. Okay, so you're going to have people who object to their use, and those are called iconoclasts or icon breakers. All right, so that's going to set up religious conflict. The Byzantines did not accept the Pope as supreme authority over religious issues. Okay, and in the end, that's your emperor. He is supreme over everything. So the Pope cannot be the deciding factor. All right, so that's going to cause a schism or a split in 1054. You might want to remember this, by the way, because it's on your test. The conflict between the East and West will grow. The East will split and eventually become the Orthodox Church, while the West will remain the Roman Catholic Church. And here you can see an Orthodox church, and you can compare just how different this one is to the Hagia Sophia. Now, the empire declines. Okay, conflict between the military and the government made the empire vulnerable to attack. Okay, they're constantly being attacked by the Slavs, which would be modern-day Russia. Egypt and Syria to the south, southwest more specifically, would fall to Muslim conquerors. And in 1071, the Byzantine Empire would lose almost all of its presence in the east and the west. By 1391, the empire is just the city of Constantinople and a few outlying districts. Okay, and then less than 100 years later, in 1453, the Ottoman Turks, or modern-day Turkey, will take Constantinople and change it to Istanbul. Okay, so they're just going to invade, and Rome is basically no more. Okay, well, not Rome itself, but the Holy Roman Empire, or the Byzantine Empire. All right, so we're going to stop there. Tomorrow you are going to watch a video on Western Europe. All right, so get ready for your test. Make sure you have your video summaries.